Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In business communication, we need to learn how to face people and how to introduce ourselves to others. So here I am going to answer this very important question. How do I introduce myself? Situation may be a job interview, your class presentation, or among your friend circle. This question can come up anytime and you should be prepared for it and must have your best answer. Here we will understand this topic in two segments, one a wrong answer and the second a correct answer. In a wrong answer you never perform good enough, and in correct answer you are giving your best impression. So let's continue. In the beginning of your introduction you generally say hi or hello, yeah, assalamu alaikum, myself Ali, myself Iran, I live in Faisalabad. Look, starting from the name, you just jump to the place of living. This is not a good idea. Instead, you should remember to wish the person a crowd in front of you. Depending upon the daytime, you can say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. And instead of using myself, you can say this is or my name is. And then you should thank for this opportunity you got. Let's make a list of notes. The first 3 points which we are getting from the first introduction segment. Number one, greet the person who are interviewing you. And second, pronounce your full name. And then give a thanking note with courtesy. I hope you understand. Let's move. Okay. After telling your name, you are going to tell from which place you are and what is your qualification. If you say, I am born in Faisalabad and passed out in 2018 from GCUF, again, this is not a good way of introducing yourself. Instead of saying this, you should say, currently I am staying in Faisalabad, but born or brought up in Lahore, or name your motherland. I graduated in 2018 from Government College University Faisalabad, or you can say I have completed my graduation in 2018 with 80% from Government College University Faisalabad. There is a difference between starting your college name in short form or full name. Student, you know your college, your institution very well. But the person who is interviewing you, he don't know about your institute. So you should tell them exactly from where you got your studies. Then don't use the word passed out. It's not appealing. You may use graduated or completed. Let's move to make notes from part 2. Student, mention your current location as well as your permanent living station. Don't use abbreviation, always use full name of your institution. And then your recent qualification must be at the top. Move next. Okay, now you are going to inform the person about your work experience. Here there are two cases. One is you are just graduated and the second you have a little bit experience. In both cases you have to present yourself in different ways. First stage, You are just graduated. If you say, I am fresher and don't have work experience, so this is a blunder. This is a mistake. Don't use it. This will give a negative impression. Instead, you can say, during my college studies, I worked on similar projects. What if you say you are making a difference from rest of the other candidates? You are projecting yourself. You are showing your interest. In the second situation, if you have some work experience, you say I work in ABC firm as an assistant for last 3 years. It's a very short, a precise statement. Tell them about your experience, your position in detail, because they want to listen. They want to judge your expertise. You can also mention, like, in my current role, I'm working on a similar project or working on a similar technique. Like I have written there, for last 3 years, I have been working as an assistant in a renowned organization called whatever the name of organization. In my current role, I am working on a similar technology or place. Remember, there will be difference when you mention about your position and your experience. What notes we are gaining from this discussion, students? Listen. You have to tell the person why they have to hire you. You should present yourself. You have to show your abilities. And secondly, you should respect to the current employer. You must have good words for them. Now, talk about your hobbies. Sometimes you have to tell them about your hobbies, your interest. You can say, I like to read and watch movies. But remember, you should give proper detail. What sort of books you read, what sort of movies you watch. Might be your and the interviewer interests are similar. Instead of this, you can say, I love reading psychological books and watch movies on real stories, based on real stories. Precise information about your hobbies is very beneficial for you. In the next segment, you are going to tell about your strengths and weaknesses. First, you will talk about your strength and then you will talk about your weakness. In the section of strength, you say, I am a confident team player. It's a very generic term. Give your strength that is more relevant to your current position. Let's say you are assistant of any department. You can mention your strengths relevant to your current position. Instead, you can say, I am a good with people and always listen before I talk. Now comes to your weaknesses. Don't say, I don't have any weakness. Remember, everyone must have a weakness. You should want to catch the right one. And you can say like this, I'm emotional and that bothers me. Keynotes. Strengths and weaknesses must be relevant to your job in which you are working and for which you are applying. Another segment in introduction is talk about your family members, your family background. Generally, we say I have 4 members in family. Instead of that, You can say there are four members in my family, including me. My father is a farmer, a businessman. My mother is a homemaker. My younger brother or my younger sister are studying whatever. You notice that I have talked about every member and mentioned their professions as well. It totally depends on you if you want to talk about or not. Anyways, you can say simply how many members you have in your family. We don't need to elaborate their details. Keep this note. Talk about your family only if interviewer asks, or else you can skip in your introduction.